Hi, I'm Siofra Bradigan, and this is Siofra's Magic Alcove. So, several of you have asked me to do a meditation and help people learn how to create their own protective shields and so forth. So, what I've done, this is an explanation of the meditation that I put up there so that we can make sure that we understand where we're coming from and what the different components entail and so forth. And of course, the first part is just sitting in a comfortable position. You can do this lying down if you want to, unless you're prone to going to sleep when you're getting too relaxed. And all the breathing that you will be doing will be in through the nose and out through the mouth. And the reason for doing it out through the mouth is so that the energy that you're pulling in through your nose is then going out around you and filling up the space that you're creating. So the first part of the exercise is creating an external shield. And in my mind, most people, their sense of like their own personal space is about an arm length away. Once people cross that line, unless you know them really well, you know most of us feel uncomfortable, like somebody is coming into my space. And so I start my shield out there at that level. So when you're doing your visualizations, you're going to want to, visualize that that's about the length, whatever your arm length is for the shield. And it's going to be all the way around you, and it's going to be the shape of an egg, so it's easier to visualize because most of us know what an egg looks like. If you want to do another shape, that's entirely up to you, but all of this is based on the shape of an egg. And this is my shielding practice. So you can feel free to change it up and do it a different way or add things to it. Whatever works for you is fine by me. I don't, it's not like going to bother me in any way, shape, or form. But I found that this particular way of doing it is pretty productive and effective for me. So this is the external shield. And the external shield is something that is there to kind of take stock of what's going on around you energetically. I have mine permeable so that it it allows positive energy in, but it automatically rejects negative energy and puts up like around my shield. It's like a oil on water kind of look. What it would look like when you see that sheen and the rainbow colors that happen in the sunlight. I like that different colors and stuff like that. It just sort of feels more dynamic to me and alive, maybe. It's not just like a one thing kind of. And so when someone sends negative energy in my direction, I've programmed that shield to automatically turn into a mirror wherever the energy is coming from and just send it back. If you're not comfortable with sending it back, you can always program your shield to ground it out if that's your preference. I personally think people need to be responsible for their own energy, and it's not my job to pick up their garbage, so I send it back. It's theirs to deal with, not mine. So that is the first shield. And I've put a space, like I'm doing the breaths with the exercise and trying to make sure I'm going at the speed that I would be going in if I was, actively doing it, which I am actually actively doing it when I do the meditation, so that I'm like on board. Um, but you can practice just that first part until you feel that you really have that visualization down or that energy down, and you're energizing it using the earth energy from the ground and the divine light life force energy from above, which if you've been practicing the tree meditation you should be fairly familiar with at this point, because these are the two sources of energy that I use in my practice and that I have in my meditations. They're good sources of energy. They don't depend on how you're feeling, whether you're feeling like energetic or not or what have you. It's they're there all the time, and they can consistently feed energy into that shield once you've set up that programming for your shield. So that would be the first part. So the second part is an inner shield, but not right at your skin and body. It's sort of about an elbow's length away. And so, it's a lot closer to you than is generally comfortable for people, unless to be in your space, but it's within the larger shield that you've just created. So you're creating another layer of protection inside of the shield that you just made. And that shield is to sort of protect you from people's emotions and thoughts and so forth. So you can be aware of thoughts that are around you if you feel you need to. I have that, sort of policy. If someone is potentially a danger to my well-being, then I want to be notified about it. But in general, people's thoughts and emotions just sort of glide away from that, particularly from that shield. And so with that, you're doing a similar charging of it. You're bringing the light within the shield after you started off outside of the shield because you're creating it on the outside. Then you bring it inside the shield so that you're connected directly to that energy source to do the rest of what you're going to do. And then you use the earth energy and the light energy and the shield you've already made with the energy you've put in there to charge up that inner shield. And it's just a really nice thing to have, and really can help if you're an empath in particular and a telepath. It helps you have a little bit more control over your psychic environment, which is what we need to be able to learn how to do. It's like there's no point in going out if other people's emotions and thoughts cripple you and, make your life miserable. And really, we don't need to hear what they're saying. It's, generally speaking, not very pleasant. So again, we're using our breath, bringing the energy in through our nose and exhaling through our mouth to charge up that shield. And the energy we've already pulled in for the outer shield is available for that. So if you get through the first one and you're doing really great, you can go through the second one. You can always stop at that point and continue to practice until you've got that part down, depending on your experience with visualization or your ability to visualize, or, whatever you might have going on. So then there's a third shield that I put around me, which is just very close to my body. It's just a few inches away. It's like, just like a little shell, kind of like your true aura or your inner aura. It's like, it's the energetic shield or energetic body that people can see when they're looking for auras, usually the easiest because it kind of pokes out from the side and you can kind of see this sort of, I don't know, movement or haze or, something like that where it seems thicker there somehow when it's really close to the person's body. You can sort of see that. Just sort of like when you're putting your hands close together, you can feel that, like that kind of closeness is what you're doing. And you're charging it up again the same way, but this is like yours alone. This belongs to you, doesn't belong to anyone else. No one else is allowed to have access to it unless you've decided you want to give them access. These are your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your dreams, your hopes, your fears, everything. It's just you. And you don't have to let anybody in there because that's like private, extremely private. So you're going to charge that up the same way with the earth energy and the light energy. And so when you're done with all three shields, you've got yourself like a Russian doll. You got your body in here, and you've got your closed shield, and you've got your inner shield that's a little farther away. Then you've got your outer shield that's like interacts directly with the environment. These other shields are inside that outer shield, and so they can react differently. So then I do the pentagrams around my shield as well. And so I go on to do that as well. If you don't do pentagrams, you can skip that part or replace that part with whatever, either gods, goddesses, power images, ancestors you might be working with, whatever it is that protects you, that you feel you want to have. I like working with the evoking pentagrams because I'm now quite familiar with it. I try really hard to show people what I'm doing, but I have to do it backwards. So I did make one mistake and went the wrong way, and then corrected myself. So that's what happened there if you're watching. But you can actually open your eyes and follow that, I think. If you're not familiar with the evoking pentagrams, it'll give you practice with that. So I do them, and then you circle them. And for me, circling the pentagram allows you to give it a place in the energetic reality that's sort of substantive. And then you can pick it up and you can move it and place it wherever you want. And what I do is I do everything in front of me because it's a lot easier than trying to turn around or what have you. And I'm sitting down if I'm doing this exercise anyway, so it's not available to do that. So I do the pentagram in front of me and then I move it around to the right. And it just, all the pentagrams go around like this and end up making a circle of pentagrams around my shield. You can put it in your inner shield or your outer shield. You can embed them depending on where you want them, or you can have them in both places depending, it's up to you and your mind and your visualization process and so forth. And then you have the elements around you this way, and the elements add a different layer of protection, sort of a spirit layer that can help protect you from, spirits that might be wandering by, negative entities and things like that will automatically stay away from you if they see you surrounded by pentagrams, because they're like, okay, don't mess with that person. And also it makes you not attractive to negative entities. All the stuff we're doing makes you not attractive, because unlike in our reality where opposites attract, in spirit world and other planes, that doesn't happen. It's not opposites attract, it's sames that attract. And so the more you build up that kind of light focus and light energy inside of you, the less you will be able, or the less likely you will be to be exposed to or encounter negative energy out there. It's sort of like becomes a natural protection. And then the elements, each of them themselves, has their own thing that they do. So the air pentagram will protect you from thoughts, and the fire pentagram will protect you from like violence, negative on the negative end, or from excessive passion or whatever. The water pentagram will help you be more intuitive, but also protect you from other people's impulse control issues where they're trying to impose their vision of the world upon you, kind of thing. And really strong feelings, emotions and stuff like that come through. So that helps you with that. And then the earth pentagram just helps to ground you and keep you stable, and keep you here in the world that we inhabit when we're in a body. So, and then we use the spirit pentagrams, and I do this in my room at night too. I do the evoking elemental pentagrams, and then the spirit pentagram or akaja or whatever, I always place it above me and below me. And in my room or my home environment, it turns into a large, like ball shield kind of thing that's surrounded by the elements in the center and surrounded by spirit top and bottom. So, so that's what you're doing with your body as well. So you're making a smaller version of what I do before I go to sleep at night. So that is basically the meditation. And I figured it'd be good to explain it as well on a separate video, because I don't want it to be difficult for you to do the meditation. Because, I usually like to explain these things. So you can watch this first, you can watch it afterwards, whatever works for you. In the meantime, I think that covers it pretty well. So of course, if you have any questions, you can send me a note at schaefersmagicalcove@gmail.com. You can make a comment on the video and let me know what you think of it, or if you have any questions or what have you. And we're not going to have any advertising on the meditation video because I don't want it being interrupted, and I'm not sure how much control I have over where they place things and so forth. So that one will just be available for anybody who wants to watch it. Feel free to share it if you have someone you think could use it. And, you know, maybe they'll find other things on our channel that they find useful. You never know. So, this is Siofra's Magic Alcove, and I'm Siofra Bradigan. Blessed be.